The Open Loops of Success, a story of unfinished business. Now, imagine this. You're sitting at your desk late at night, staring at a report, an email, or maybe just the blinking cursor of an unfinished project. You tell yourself, I'll deal with it tomorrow, but somehow it lingers in your mind. Even if you try to relax, that little voice keeps whispering, you forgot something. So, here's the thing. There's a hidden force at play here. Something most people never recognize, really. It's a silent architect shaping how you think, how you work, and even how much stress that you carry. And it's the same force that determines whether you break under pressure or thrive beyond it. Now, let me tell you a little story that will explain why this happens. And this story begins back in the 1920s. There's a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik. She made an interesting discovery while sitting in a cafe in Vienna. She noticed something unusual about the waiters. So they could remember every single detail of unpaid orders, what was ordered, who ordered it, even the exact modifications to each dish. But the moment the bill was paid, the details vanished from their memory. Intrigued about this, she conducted a series of experiments and found something really fascinating. The brain hates unfinished business. It holds on to incomplete tasks, replaying them over and over again like an open tab in your browser that refuses to close. It's why unfinished projects, unsent emails, or unresolved conversations keep nagging at us, even when we're not thinking about them consciously. So, this is how it might connect to you. This could get interesting now. So, what I would suggest is, for perhaps an executive, think about the big initiative that you started but never quite finished. Is it still running in the back of your mind? Or perhaps for an entrepreneur, that new product you planned but never launched, does it still whisper, what if, every time you sit down to work? Or perhaps for a sales team, that lead who seemed interested but never called back, do they pop into your mind at random moments? And for a stressed out team, all those half-done projects, the we'll get back to it next week plans, do they drain your energy more than you realise? You see, it's not just about remembering, it's about the weight of those unfinished loops, what they place on you. They create an invisible stress, they reduce focus, they steal your energy that could be used elsewhere. So, here's the good news. Simply learning how to close those loops differently can stop them from running in the background. So right now, I'll show you exactly how to do that. Because once you understand how to close those loops, you free up your mind for something far more powerful, for growth, for clarity, and for success. Okay, closing the Zygarnik loop. Remember the waiters in Vienna? The moment the bill was paid, the memory vanished. This is exactly how your brain works. You don't need to complete everything immediately, but you do need a system for closing the loops, whether that's through action, delegation, or conscious closure, yeah? Because when you free your mind, the weight of unfinished business, you don't just reduce stress, you unlock the mental space for success. Here we go. The brain dump. Number one, the brain dump method. Get it out of your head. Write it down. Any unfinished tasks, ideas, or problems, the brain treats written plans as filed, reducing mental clutter. Use perhaps a task manager, a journal, or even voice notes to externalize your thoughts. Number two, the next action rule. Make it specific. Open loops feel overwhelming because they lack clear steps. So instead of work on report, draft 3 bullet points for the intro. And breaking it into those tiny achievable actions tricks the brain into closure. 3, the decision deadline force. Force closure. If an open loop is hanging because of indecision, set a firm deadline. Ask yourself, if I had to decide in the next 5 minutes, what would I choose? Even a temporary decision creates closure. It stops the mental replay. Number 4, the 2-minute rule. Handle quick loops immediately. So if a task takes less than, say, 2 minutes, do it now instead of keeping it open. This applies to small replies, quick fixes, and minor tasks that otherwise just pile up and get in the way. Number 5, the closure ritual. End your day with a mental shutdown. Take 5 minutes at the end of each day to review unfinished tasks. Schedule what's important. Consciously tell yourself that's enough for today. This signals to your brain that everything is accounted for, reducing mental load. Number 6, the letting go technique. Not all loops need to be closed, so some open loops aren't worth your mental energy. Ask yourself, if I never finish this, will it truly matter? Visualize closing a folder, shutting a door, or erasing that whiteboard, tricking the mind into feeling complete. Number 7, the external accountability trick. So you hand it off, delegate unfinished tasks where possible. Email someone for input to move it forward, even if it's just to confirm a waiting status. So you're getting it across the net to somewhere else. Shifting ownership or shared responsibility helps the brain let go. So those are the tricks to help you to close those loops, and it will reduce your stress. I suggest perhaps review this message a few times so you can really understand what to do, how to do it, because closing those loops frees your mind for greater and clearer things to be able to be done by you. Thanks for watching.